So today I've got Michelle Sokolich here from Show and Tell Video, and we're going to be talking all about how to DIY your own marketing videos with your smartphone. So Michelle is an absolute professional in this area, and I feel like video is something that we could all do a little bit more of in our business. So today we're going to be learning all about that. So to start off with, Michelle, do you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be teaching people like us, small business owners, how to do marketing in our businesses, or how to do video, sorry.
Cool. Okay. So I worked in TV for about, God, a long time. This makes me feel old, but probably around 16 or 17 years, and doing producing and directing and stuff like that. And then I decided when I had my third baby, I thought I'd start my own business. And I actually started doing family movies. So I would film like a family instead of a photo shoot. I'd do like a little video shoot and then edit it together with music. And so that was really cool. I love doing that. And then I got asked to kind of make more business content. And this was probably around 7 years ago. Like a few people that I knew in business said, "Oh, can you make me a video for my business?" So that was kind of the time when, social media really started changing, and it was all about like authentic connection. And all of a sudden video was really starting to become a lot more popular. So I found I could take all like the emotion and the storytelling from the family stuff that I really loved and put that into the business videos. And it was great. And then video just kind of exploded.
Yeah, there was a kind of a turning point, wasn't there, where video just became huge online?
I reckon maybe about only 4 or 5 years ago. It's funny because now you think, oh, surely it's been longer, but it hasn't really been that long. It's been great. So that's with Show and Tell. I pivoted my business and just sort of went exclusively into making business content, and that's with Show and Tell. And then I did that for, probably it was only about maybe 2 or 3 years ago that I started thinking there's a real gap. Like it's, what I do for people is great. And, if you need like a really high end sort of video to go on your website or, for Facebook ads or something like that. But I felt there was like a real gap for people to make their own content, whether they had a beautiful brand video that I'd shot and everyone needs content to fill their social media, or whether that just wasn't accessible and they wanted to be able to create some stuff themselves. And I'm so passionate about sharing my video tips because, once you know how, it actually is really fast and easy to create. So I think it's something that I just, should be accessible to everyone. And you can either sort of do really amateur stuff or something. There's just little tweaks that you can do to make it seem a bit more professional. So that's what I love to share with people.
Because I think also, like, I can understand why you saw that gap in the market, because as a small business owner, to have to hire a videographer to do photos is actually out of reach for most people. Especially if you're like creating an online course or something like that and you've got like 15 videos you need to create. To hire someone to do that would be like tens of thousands of dollars, right?
Absolutely. And smartphones have come such a long way. That's the other kind of factor, is that they're incredible what they can do and how they can look. So that sort of combined with that means that it just is something that people can do so easily themselves now. And it can still look really good if you've got a few of the elements right.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're watching, guys, as we go through the session today and you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments or let us know that you're here, whether you're on live or watching the replay. And it's really good to see you here tuning in and hopefully learning more about creating video, because it is such a game changer, especially for ads. I think Facebook ads like really love videos. So.
Absolutely. It really cuts through the clutter, doesn't it? I think when you're scrolling, through a news feed, something that moves is really going to get your attention much more. And even though actually a lot of people do watch with the sound off when they're on Facebook or Instagram. So captions are really key there, but it's just having that movement can really hook people in, and it's such a good way to cut through. So all the platforms love it, right? It's engaged, video that's engaging. They want people to stay on their platform, so they're going to prioritize engaging video as well. So it's great.
Have you seen that Facebook starting to kind of trying to almost not copy, but they're almost replicating YouTube in a way?
Yeah, well, they've got the Facebook Watch now, don't they? So, yeah, I think they are trying to take on YouTube.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
noticed when I was in like the video section, like they're starting to present it like YouTube, where you can put your videos in different categories and all of that. So
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
that'll be an interesting space to watch, I think.
I feel like Facebook just want to be everything, don't they?
Yeah.
I just found out they're doing like they're upgrading Messenger now to the rooms, the video
Oh
rooms.
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that too, kind of like
Clicking
competing
on
with
Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy because totally off topic, but I got an email from support the other day for Zoom, and I emailed them like 6 weeks ago asking them a question.
Oh,
I finally got a reply, and they were like, "We're so sorry. We've increased our
yeah.
user base from 30 million users a month to 300 million or something." I was like,
Whoa.
what? That's
It's
crazy. Eh?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally off topic though. But
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
I just wanted to add one more thing actually as well on like, how video can be, so superior on social media and stuff, but also on your website. You can get so many more layers with video, like you can, when you're watching someone talk and you're seeing pictures of them work and you're hearing the music, and it's so layered, and I think you can get so much more across with video than you could with just sort of, a still picture or words. So it's
Yeah.
quite powerful in that way. And actually people are more likely to remember it as well. There's that amazing stat that, what is it? Something like, the info retained in 1 minute of online video is equal to 1.8 million written words.
Yeah.
Quite amazing.
I find it really interesting because I kind of resisted the whole live thing for quite a long time. And I know that obviously I talk to small business owners every day who are still, resisting wanting to do video. But the amazing shift that I saw when I actually started going live was that even if you didn't get lots of engagement on your actual video, people would reach out and personally. And there was kind of like that trust barrier had already been broken.
100%. And I also think live videos do so well, particularly for me, did really well on the replays. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So many times after the live. So yeah, I know it can be really nerve-wracking. People think, oh, I don't want to go live and have like 3 people watch my video. Like, how embarrassing, but it's not that. It's about all the people that you're talking to that are going to see it in the replay. And if you can think of that as like creating like a library of content for yourself, it's going to have longevity and it will live on afterwards too.
Yeah, and people find that content maybe years later and still watch it, and they feel like they know you, which I think is like the real power of video. Because I do hear people say, I don't watch videos, give me a blog and I'll just read it. But I've found that, yes, that may be true. Not everyone will watch a whole video, but the ones that do will connect with you on a much deeper level. And you can always repurpose your videos. Like if it's a live and you're doing it on a topic, you can always repurpose it into a blog anyway to suit those people that do prefer written. But I think that's where captions are really important as well.
Super important. Yeah. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cough.
If you're sitting there watching TV at night and not really interested in TV and you're just scrolling social media.
Captions are vital, definitely.
What do you recommend for captions, for creating captions?
Well, what I really love is editing. There's a few different apps I like, but my favorite one at the moment is Vello, VLLO, and you can actually create captions within the app as well, which I really like. And probably one of my best tips for captions are, because sometimes if you've got like a 3 or 4 minute video or even longer, and you're like, oh my God, that's going to take me 5 hours to write those little captions on my phone. What I found can be really effective is just summing it up. So little, because remember the captions are there to engage the viewers. So if they are watching without sound and they see a caption pop up and it's something that they're like, oh, I do want to know about that, then it's going to hook them in, and maybe they'll even then turn the sound on, or they'll just keep watching the captions. But if you do have a longer video and you're like thinking, oh my God, it's going to take me so long to write that up word for word, just consider like summing up the main points. So you've still got the captions all the way through, but they're just kind of really succinct little bullet points that are reinforcing what you're saying, but in like a clearer way, and that will be a lot faster as well.
Yeah, and I've noticed people are even doing that on Insta stories now, like they're just summarizing and writing down the bottom while they're talking to the camera.
Yeah, it works really well. I think it's great. Yeah.
So for someone that's just getting started with video, and we're probably talking more about pre-recorded videos for
Yeah.
this one rather than lives.
Yeah, we'll
'Cause
come back
lives
to
are a little
live.
bit different.
I've got some good live tips, but we'll come back to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to create some professional looking pre-recorded videos for your website or for anything really, what do you think are the must-have videos for a small business?
Cool. So the types of videos that people will be creating, you mean?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
should they start with a video about like for the about page or something
Yeah,
like that?
perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are lots of different things you can do. And I think because some people, particularly if you're really nervous about being on camera yourself, there are a lot of other options you can do as well. So they don't all just have to be you talking.
Yeah.
So how-to videos, for example, are, you know, really, really fantastic way. You can either have someone else demonstrate, or you can just demonstrate if it's a product or something, or it can be yourself explaining something, particularly if you're a service-based business rather than a product-based. And people here often underestimate, you know, the kind of knowledge that they have. They think, oh, everyone knows that. But it only needs to be like a little nugget. It doesn't have to be a long video. You could make like a little, you know, 30-second to 1-minute video. You can make like a whole series of, you know, 5 or 10 of them. And just each one this might have one little tiny nugget. And that's like a whole heap of video content that you've created right there. So that's a really great category of videos to make.
Yeah.
You can also do client testimonials, which are absolute gold for social proof. And
I found it quite hard to convince clients to show up on video. They're like, yeah, I'll give you a testimonial. And I'm like, do you want to do a video one? They're like, oh, that's a bit much.
Definitely not. It's not for everyone, but you will occasionally get people who go, oh yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, I do them for people. So
So it's about being, you know, as sort of, you know, non-intimidating as possible. So I tend to have them talk to me. I'll have my phone on a selfie stick or something, you know, next to me, and I'm holding that, and I'm here, and I say to them, just look at me, just talk to me. Don't, because as soon as you ask someone to talk to a camera, can be quite nerve-wracking, and they'll clam up. And then I just, you know, it's just like a little conversation. And, you know, I might say, you know, how did you feel about video before you did my workshop? And then they'll answer, and then I'll say, and how do you feel now? And that's it, you know, like it only needs to be 2 little questions. So if you can convince people and reassure them that it's not too scary, then yeah, the client testimonials are really good. What else could you do? You can do, you know, obviously filming yourself, talking about your story is really powerful. I think people love to connect to that.
Yeah. I love if you guys are watching and you want some inspiration, I love the video that you've got on your about page.
Oh yes, yeah, that was so cool. I know, I love doing that. Of course, you can imagine I labored over that for about 6 months. You know, when you have to do like your own thing for yourself. But yeah, I wanted to sort of share my story and share a bit about myself, and my passion for, you know, and that's a good thing to talk about when you are talking, you know, doing an about video for your website. You know, why do you do what you do? What drives you? What gets you up out of bed in the morning? All that kind of stuff people will really connect with, and yeah, just relate to you so much more.
Yeah, and I think a video like that could also be used like maybe on your Facebook page, and then you pin it at the top so anyone new who doesn't know you at all can just watch a 1-minute video.
Absolutely.
And, you know, again,
such a good intro.
Feels like they know you so much faster than
absolutely before they've even met
hunting you out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Also, another cool thing to do is if you have, you know, questions you're asked all the time by potential clients or clients and customers, do a little FAQ video where you're answering, you know, sort of those commonly asked questions. That can be quite a good resource that you can point people to and keep on file and sort of send it to them. Demonstrations of things, interviews are really good as well, you know, like we're doing now. So interview people in related industries or in your industry that you think your clients, you know, or customers might want to hear from. So that's a really great way to add value and to share and to give back to your community. And also good if you're feeling a little nervous as well. Like I think an interview's a bit less intimidating because there's 2 of you, you know, you can kind of bounce off each other rather than just feel like you're one person having to do the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. I've also noticed that a lot of people, and I'm in the process of setting up my own podcast. So a lot of people are now filming the podcast as well. So it's like having multiple different I don't know what you'd call it, like,
Yeah, just
obviously
to
you have the audio, but you have the video as well out there, which
totally
kind of doubles your reach.
repurpose all that content. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, oh, excuse me. You can also, you know, cut like a short little segment if there was like an amazing little nugget from that interview or that podcast or whatever, and you have filmed it, and then use that short little segment to go on, say, Facebook or Instagram as a teaser. So yeah, thinking about repurposing, you know, how you can repurpose that, cut it into something shorter, use it elsewhere, like you say, put it on your blog. You can even get a video, you know, interview video transcribed for your blog, and some people might want to read, some might want to watch the video.
Yeah, I do that quite a lot. Like if I do like a specific live on a topic by myself, I don't normally do it with interviews. In my Facebook group, I'll download the video and then embed it on, put it on YouTube, and then embed it into a blog and write out the summary of it. Yeah. And I find that it's so much easier because you've already done the chunk of work.
Yeah.
Like making use of it again and again.
Absolutely. And also, when you say chunk of work, like that's another thing I love to do as well, like spend one day where I've, you know, booked it in the diary, I'm creating videos that day or podcasts or whatever, and just batch it, do like a whole lot. When you're in the flow, you've got your hair done and, you know, you're all kind of like ready. Yeah, it's a really great way of creating content.
Yeah, because I feel like that can, and I know I'm guilty of this as well, like, you're like, oh, I should do a video that would work really well for a video, but oh my God, I look like crap today.
Yeah.
I haven't done my hair
today. Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So yeah, I think doing it in a chunk definitely will pay off for sure.
Yeah.
We've got a few questions coming through, but we'll come back to them at the end. And also I shared in the group last night if anyone had any questions, and I've got a few questions from there written down. So if you're watching and waiting for that question to be answered, we will get to it. So in terms of like, what are your basic tips for getting started for actually creating these videos?
Yes, like little equipment and stuff like that. I've actually got a few bits and pieces here that I'm going to show you.
Oh, cool.
So this is the thing I probably use the most often. This is a little smartphone tripod. This particular one is a Joby Gorilla Pod. It's a little on the higher end. I think they're around 100-ish or so to buy. You can get cheaper ones, and sometimes it might be worth just Googling. I got one from Kmart that was like $5 once. It wasn't anywhere near as good as this, but it can be good when you're starting out, and if you use it a lot, you might want to progress and get a better one. But what I do love about this is the legs are bendy. So you can literally grip that onto anything. I've shot videos gripping that on the top of my laptop before, on a fence post, you know, wherever you might be. And it also can make its own little, it can stand on a flat surface. And I often grip that on the top of just a normal tripod as well, just because it's got the smartphone attachment on it. So yeah, this is really great, and just super handy. You can get all sorts of smartphone tripods these days. I've seen lots of different types of ones. So yeah, have a look around and see what you like, or maybe try a few different things, but it's a super handy thing to have.
I just bought one of those. It's a bit bigger than that, but it's a Joby.
Yeah,
really
it'll last forever. They're really good quality. I really like them. Yeah,
I was quite skeptical of like the bendiness and that they'd really hook onto anything, but I've been like trying a few different things, and it was crazy it just sits on.
It's amazing. You have to fiddle with a bit and really like squash it on, but it does work. Yeah. The other bit of essential equipment actually is a little microphone. Now, the microphones in your smartphones are rubbish. They are the worst. So this is a lapel mic, and what I like about it, it's got a little cord here, so that will plug into the bottom of your phone, and then this here just clips onto your top or your jacket or whatever around there. So these get really good audio because they're reasonably close to your mouth. So the sound's going to be great, and they work really well. I love them and I use them often.
And are they quite inexpensive? They are, aren't they?
Again, this is a Rode one, RODE. So I really like this as a really good, well-known brand. I think it was around 100, 120, something like that. But again, I found one on an Instagram ad once and I thought, oh, I'm going to buy that and just try it out. And I did a test with my Rode one and my cheap Instagram one, and actually didn't sound massively different.
Yeah.
So yeah, so again, maybe just try and find something cheaper. If you are wanting to Google this, you'd call it a lapel mic or a lavalier mic. And this is a Rode one, specifically for your smartphone as well. You can get little directional mics as well, which are not quite as good as the lapel mics, but they will just sort of plug into, they're like a little,
Yeah, I've seen those
out. Yeah. So whatever direction you're pointing in, it'll pick up the audio. So the further the mic is away from your mouth, the less quality audio you are going to get. But again, don't let it not having a microphone hold you back. Like if you don't have anything and you want to start creating videos, indoors is going to be better than outdoors, definitely.
Yeah.
And not being too far away from your phone. So if you're like quite a far away, obviously the audio is not going to be as good as if you were a bit closer. So, but a microphone really can be the difference between that, that real amateur sound and something sounding a lot more polished and professional. So I do think they're a really great thing to have.
I feel like especially a microphone, it's really pays off when you get to the point of putting music behind it. It just makes it so much more professional.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll just, when your voice is nice and loud and clear, it'll, sound so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got one of those Rode
lavalier
mics, and I haven't used it enough because I found the cord quite short. So if anyone's going to go and buy one, I'd recommend getting an extender.
You can. I say that to people as well, actually.
Yeah.
The extension cord is quite good.
I need to get one.
It's not super long.
No, it's only about a meter, probably.
Yeah. So the extension cords are great. Yeah, definitely. And the last little, I'm like a big fan of natural lighting, really, because again, I don't want lighting to be that barrier that really stops people creating video, because it can get quite complex and easy to get wrong as well. So I am a big fan of shooting in natural light, and I just like to think of myself as a sunflower and turn my face to wherever the light is. So you want it shining, on your face or whatever else you're filming. You want it shining on what you're filming, obviously. And also, like, this is not, so my office at the moment is not ideal. Actually, Louise and I were talking about this earlier. So we both have big windows to the side. So ideally you would have, you'd be facing the light and you're having the light shining on you. So that's not so easy to do when you're on a Zoom call and you're tethered to your laptop. But do experiment when you are filming yourself with where you're going to set up. And it's just great to turn the video on and look at yourself, and then actually just move around, and you'll really quickly see the difference that it makes. Like, lots of light on your face is so flattering and just looks heaps better. I've actually got a little light set up on this side of me here, because otherwise it would be crazy dark. A lot of people use ring lights for this. So sometimes you want to film at night, or you are in a particularly dark office like I am.
Yeah.
Ring lights can be great. You don't need massive ones. Again, if you just Google ring light, I saw someone's, I think at Dick Smith the other day, they were only about that big, and they were like $50 or something. And I thought, that would actually be quite a handy little thing to have. I've also got a little smartphone one here that clips on.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't reach for it very often. So it just clips on the top there and shines. It's not particularly, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It does
make a difference looking at you now.
You can, yeah. So
I found the battery on mine run out really fast.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't last very long
or something.
Yeah.
So you couldn't use it for like this.
No, you couldn't. The bigger ones you could, I guess, because you can plug in. So this is great if you want to do like a short, sharp little video on your phone. But again, I prefer natural light if it's at all possible. Because it's a lot more flattering, and it's just going to work a lot better. Yeah,
definitely. I think it's also like like I know from when I'm coaching people on how to do their Facebook ads and stuff like that, you know, we
Yeah.
always get to the creative part of it, which is like the video or the pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I'm always saying to people, don't get caught up on the idea of everything having to be like so polished and perfect,
Yes.
because you can actually do like quite average selfies that will just do so well on Facebook
Agreed,
ads
because
they're natural and
yeah,
they're
and
not
people,
all
it's
like
relatable.
professional. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
relatable. And same with video, like you can just walk along the street
Yeah.
and film
Absolutely.
yourself talking
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
put that in a Facebook ad or put it on your page or whatever.
Yeah.
And it could do just as well as a professional video.
Definitely. If you've got the elements like, you know, you've got that interesting line to hook people in, you've maybe got some captions for if they're watching with the sound off, and you've got good sound so people can hear you clearly, then though, and you know, if you've got those kind of basic elements, then you're absolutely right. Like it doesn't, you know, you don't have to be Judy Bailey or, you know, like some kind of incredible presenter. Just, being yourself is what people connect with and relate to. And sometimes, you know, too super high production values can, you know, doesn't feel quite as accessible and relatable. So yeah, I agree. People shouldn't be too scared of that at all. And just, you know, you have to start somewhere and do it, right? So, you know, if you're constantly waiting till you've got the perfect lights and everything, then
and the reality is that your first few videos will probably be quite average.
Absolutely. I do say that to people. I'm like, your first few videos are gonna suck, but you have to kind of get through that, right? And you don't have to show them to anyone. You can delete them afterwards. But yeah, you have to just take the plunge and do it. You know, there's no better way to get better than to just practice and keep doing something and keep trying.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that goes for lives as well. I just did have one more question before we talk about lives, because I know a lot of people want to hear about that. But if you're an e-commerce business and your face isn't really any part of the brand, how would, because I always get that question, you know, it's not really about them, it's about their product. And in some cases, their customers don't even know who actually runs the company. And while I always encourage people to, you know, put their face behind their brand a little bit with e-commerce, it's not like having a personal brand or being a service provider or anything like that.
There's still a lot you can do, like unboxing videos, how-tos, even just if you've got some beautiful products, you know, instead of, or as well as having a lovely still of it, just get like a little 10-second video of it turning around on a lazy Susan, or, you know, like in its natural habitat, or, you know, someone using it, or there's so much stuff you can still capture. If you can take a still of it, why not make it a little 10-second video, particularly for Instagram, where, you know, it's all about kind of like beautiful stuff and nice shots. So that would work really well there. I was going to say something else on the products. So there's that kind of thing. The how-tos, like apparently something like 70% of people who watch you know, like a how-to or a demonstration video of how to use a product will then go on to buy it. And I know that's the same for me. Like if I'm shopping online and there's a video, whether it's clothes or I don't know, a grater, I'm thinking of, like, you know, different products. If you can see someone using it in action, and it just can be hands and the product doesn't have to be your face, I just think that's super powerful for people.
It's a really good way to start a sales funnel as well. Like, I'm such a sucker for that on Instagram. Like, I think I bought some like booty bands like a few weeks ago, because I saw
it's a booty band. It sounds
like those, you put them around your thighs and you like do bum exercises.
Oh, incredible. But did you see a video of someone using them? Is that?
Yeah, that's how it started. I saw it in my feed and I'm like, and like with Facebook ads, I think it's important to note that, you know, a video has a really solid place at the kind of top of the funnel, where you use it to grab attention to an audience of people who have no idea who you are. Especially for e-commerce, I feel like. And then
and then you can
use ads that are actually more salesy. You retarget the people that have watched the video. So you'd set up a audience of people who have watched the video for like however many seconds, and then retarget them.
Yes, absolutely. And also going back to, you know, you saying, even though you do have products, like I still want to know who's making them or importing them, or, you know, why do you do what you do? Like, what's your story? Like, I still think, and again, maybe not top of the funnel, but, you know, like at some point, I know every time I go to a website, the first place I'm going to is the about page. Like, I want to know who you are and why you do what you do.
It's the second most popular page on pretty much every website after the homepage.
Yeah, exactly. And if, you know, if I'm looking at 3 people that are selling booty bands, you know, like maybe one of them's going to have a video about, you know, how it's changed their life and now they want to share them with them, you know, like I'm going to buy from them, definitely.
Yeah, and another good thing that I've seen quite a lot of e-commerce businesses do, probably suits more the business that will have a physical store as well, is when they actually just have staff modeling the clothes or whatever.
Yes.
And taking short little videos. It just makes it, it's not like super polished or professional, but it's like real.
Yeah, real. Yeah, definitely.
You kind of feel like you're in the shop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. There's a New Zealand clothing brand who does it really well, Isla Marie, and she's always using her staff. Yeah, exactly the same thing. Little videos. It's great. Yeah.
Really. I just think there's so many different things you can do with video, but just be creative and not be hung up on being super polished.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So you had a few tips on the lives.
Yes, live videos. So I have to tell you about the first time I did my first live video. So probably a few years back, and I was doing an interview with someone, and I had I think I'd set my phone up. I can't remember. Maybe I started it in landscape and then I changed the orientation anyway at some point, and my phone got a bit confused. So I was like, we were chatting away and I was like, this is going great, I love it. And then midway through we were like, oh, there's a comment, oh, that's exciting. And then someone said, oh, your phone is turned the wrong way up. So God. It was like, it had done us like sideways. And yeah, so I just want to tell you all that if I, you know, and I am like the video expert and I managed to mess up my first Facebook Live. It's okay. You know, like you make mistakes. We just laughed about it and carried on, fixed the orientation of the phone and carried on. But I didn't die. I survived, and I can assure you I have never done that mistake again. So I think first and foremost, just be brave and, you know, and do it and give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? You know, the worst thing happened to me and it was okay. And now I can use that as like a funny story or like a teaching point for people, you know, when I'm telling them about it. So it wasn't wasted. But there are some things I think if you're feeling particularly nervous, a really good way to start is by practicing in a small group first. So instead of making your first live, you know, going out to everyone and, you know, on your business page, you know, maybe there's a little group you belong to, or even get together with like kind of 3 or 4 like-minded other business buddies, start a private Facebook group and just practice like going live in there with each other and giving each other feedback. And that's a really good way to kind of master the technology and make sure you know what you're doing before you go and put it on your business page. So really good way to start. Yeah.
It's quite good as well when you go live on Facebook that it gives you that countdown. It doesn't on Zoom, which we're using for this, but that's like super useful, I feel like, to get ready and start the video like high energy.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, definitely, you know, start safe, do it in a small group. Another good tip is it's easier, like I mentioned earlier, it is actually easier to interview someone than to feel that you have to carry the whole thing by yourself. So, you know, if you are feeling particularly nervous, you know, maybe start by doing an interview or even a demonstration of something. So say you're an interior designer or a stylist, you might want to start, you know, set your phone up and do a live. Maybe you've got like a couch behind you and you've got a pile of throws and pillows and all sorts, you know, and so you've got something to do with your hands while you're actually doing the live video. So that can also really help.
Yeah.
Another really good thing I have is post-it notes. So right before you start doing your live, have a think, plan out, you know, how you're going to start it. Are there 2 or 3 main points that you're going to hit on throughout the live?
Yeah.
And how are you going to finish it? So what's going to be like your kind of wrap up? And then write those bullet points on a post-it note and put them, you know, on your screen or on your phone or somewhere nearby, so you can kind of glance at it. Really helps to keep you on track and ensures you don't kind of get halfway through and then just go blank and forget what you're going to talk about. And also, you know, reminds you, oh yeah, that's right, I was going to end by telling them to come in to my Facebook group and blah blah or whatever.
Yeah, I need that. I don't think I've ever done a live without.
Yeah.
I don't script it at all.
No, it's not about scripting.
I just need points, yeah. Because otherwise you do forget. There's nothing worse than forgetting what you're talking about and everyone's watching.
Absolutely. It's so, yeah, it's a nice little safety net, you know. Not everyone can get out there and just rave without having any plan or notes of what they're going to say. So yeah, it's a good way to just feel like if you do get stuck, it's okay, because you can just glance down at your notes. Probably the last point, and again, this is something we've already touched on, but just embrace it. Like, embrace the mistakes and be yourself, you know, like be authentic and real. And if something goes wrong, laugh about it and make a joke out of it. You know, like we did with me filming it the wrong way. Or if your pillow falls off when you're doing your demonstration onto the ground or something like that, just embrace it and just know that you don't have to be just this like super polished professional person that people are going to really relate to you. If you're just yourself and you're just really real and authentic and messy, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, and I think that's actually one of the biggest reasons why video works, is because it, you know, a lot of the time it can't be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And actually someone said the other day, Monique Doy, who is a stylist from Dressing Up, said this great thing the other day, and I thought, oh, it's so true. She was talking about Instagram, and she said, think of your main feed as your magazine and Instagram stories as your reality TV show. And I was like, oh, absolutely perfect, nails it on the head. And it is, that reality TV shows, you know, it's just like the good, the bad, the ugly, like it's all out there. And, you know, that's why people love reality TV shows so much as well, because the people do look so relatable and they can see them sitting in their pajamas eating a bowl of cereal, you know, like it just feels real. And I think people can see themselves reflected back in that, and yeah, they love it.
Yeah, it's like you're relatable, totally. And the good thing about Insta stories is it could be like quite a good place to experiment, because it disappears after 24 hours.
Absolutely. Have some fun. Yeah, think of it as your reality TV show, and share a little bit of your life, you know, with people.
Yeah.
I bet, you know, they'll love it.
Yeah, totally. So I've got a couple of questions that have come through. So BB asked yesterday, she asked me to ask you what lighting was best, but we've kind of already talked about that with the ring lights.
Yeah, go the natural light if at all possible. Otherwise, Google ring light. Doesn't need to be a big, fancy, expensive one. And just get started with that. But yeah, the natural light will take years off you. It's amazing.
Yeah. And she's also asked, are there any benefits in uploading a video directly to Facebook rather than uploading it to YouTube and pasting the link in a Facebook post with preview?
Yes, vitally important. Facebook aren't going to show as many people that post if it's a link from YouTube or somewhere else, because remember, Facebook want to be YouTube. They don't want to send people off there. If you upload it directly into the platform yourself from your computer, it is going to show that post to more people. Really important. Yeah,
and I think from, you know, like back to that repurposing thing, if you do a live or something, you can download it afterwards and actually put it on YouTube, because people that are going to find you on YouTube, they're not really going to come from Facebook, because you know, when you post a YouTube link on Facebook, the reach is just shocking. And that I would think a big part of that is the algorithm as well. But if you upload it onto YouTube, you can actually do tags. Like YouTube's quite, you know, it's a search engine, so you can do keywords and stuff in the
in the title,
and description and then
Yeah.
actually add keywords for tags, and then you can actually get found on YouTube for that same video, but just
Totally.
natively upload it to both separately. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Super important. Yeah.
Yeah. Rachel says that this video keeps dropping out. So talking of mistakes with live, hopefully it's not for everyone. So
yeah.
maybe if you're watching, you could let me know in the comments that you can see us. That would be good to know. But
great. Otherwise, you've got it recorded.
Yeah, Rachel has asked though, is it recording? Yes, I am recording it on Zoom as well. So worst case scenario, there's a recording of it anyway.
Perfect.
Which is good. BB asks another question. She does a lot of video, by the way. So
awesome.
Do you have an opinion on the Yeti Nano mic? Have you ever heard of that one?
The Yeti, yes. I feel like that's one that people talk about a lot with podcasting. Haven't used it myself. I do know that people can get carried away. There's another one called Blue Snowball or something like that. That is, like is meant to be amazing. Yeah,
I've got a Yeti mic as well.
Oh, what do you think of it?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Interesting. What was the price point?
I can't remember. Roughly. Probably over $200.
Yeah. See,
it's the big one. It's quite big, and I bought it because I had this plan of doing a podcast a couple of years ago, and it's only really coming to fruition now. But I'm actually probably going to buy another one, because what the Yeti does, I think mine's the Blue Yeti. Mm-hmm. It's not the Snowball. It's like the big one. And it picks up every background noise. Like, so if someone's on the other end of the house and drops something, it's going to come through the mic.
Oh no, that's no good. Yeah. And actually, I'm not sure what sort of videos BB makes, but like a lapel mic is great, and that it really is just mainly going to get your voice and none of that other background noise, because it's the proximity to your mouth. So haven't used a Yeti, but it doesn't sound like it's a recommendation from you. And maybe think about a lapel mic if that kind of suits what you're doing. Yeah.
I think because she's in fashion, she's a stylist as well. So like being able to move around, you just have more freedom with a lapel mic with video, I think.
Yeah. Especially if you've got the extension cord. Yeah.
Yeah. So Pamela says, I have a Blue Snowball, which is a Yeti, and she says, I think it's really good for the price she paid. So,
Oh, there you go. And different purposes as well, and maybe different acoustics as to where people are recording. Yeah.
So Kimberly Jane is here, and she said that was me who commented on and made you aware of your Sideways video with Emma Jane.
Oh, that's so great. Oh my God, I've come full circle. I love that. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's so cool. Oh, how neat. I love New Zealand. I love like that small kind of feel about, so good.
Yeah, that's really cool. So Pamela asks, what video editing software do you recommend and that's easy to use?
Velo is my, so InShot is one that I recommend and actually have as a tutorial on my online workshop. But I've just recently, literally about 2 days ago, discovered Velo, VLLO. I am in love. It's amazing. I'm going to record a tutorial and add that into my online course actually, because I think it's great. It's got some great capabilities. It's free, which is another thing that's important to me when I'm recommending. I know people are sort of maybe making videos occasionally, or I think you can get an upgrade. I'm pretty sure for $16 I always upgrade to the pro versions, because it's generally not much, and I just think it's worth it. But yeah, there's a lot you can do in the free version of Velo. I really recommend it. Yeah.
Great. I think I got the premium version of InShot, and it was like $19 for a whole year or something, like super cheap.
Worth it. Yeah. If you do one video, or two videos, then it's still great. Yeah.
I haven't really used it, but
yeah,
after this I'll be into it.
Yes. Inspired.
And I also got a couple of questions from Daya on the post and on the Facebook group, and she had two questions. So the first one was, what should be the main expressive points and ideas for content for textile and clothing products? So I feel like we've kind of already talked about this one with the e-commerce a little bit.
Yeah, the different kinds of videos you can make. What was it? Clothing and textiles. Yeah, like there is a lot of things you can do. Is she making the
Inspired
clothing
by
herself?
nature.
Yeah. Oh,
I
cool.
think so. I kind of feel like that whole get to know the person behind the brand and what their ethos
Yeah.
is.
Why are
And
you inspired by nature? Like, that's what a
yeah,
cool thing to do, like to make clothing and textiles inspired by that. Like, I would like to hear why and where that's come from. She could also talk to the people that make the fabric, or I don't know if she designs the fabric, or there could be interviews she could do with the people that have designed it. Maybe people wearing the fabric, client testimonials about how they feel when they're wearing the clothes. She could do a little video of herself modeling the clothes, maybe, or other people modeling them. Yeah, there's quite a few cool things she could do there.
yeah, I feel like the about video or those kind of styles would be really good because it doesn't have to have a specific product in it. It can be like your vision overall and how you got to
Yeah,
be doing this. And
sounds like she could have an interesting story. So yeah, it could be one to share.
yeah, and also something that just came to mind for me was, those videos, and they have a name and it's just totally, I've lost what it's called.
Yeah.
But those ones where you will just set the camera up and film like a couple of hours, but then it goes really
Oh,
fast.
time lapse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. That could be cool. Like the process of styling or designing, or would be really neat as well. That kind of behind the scenesy sort of stuff that people love to see, because they feel like it's, you're letting them into your world a little bit, into your process. And
Yeah. I was watching a video on my feed last night actually that was like that, but of someone painting a wall, like a renovation type
Oh,
page.
cool.
And it was quite cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Like it was
Yeah.
probably hours of work, but it was like a minute.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Those videos are great.
Yeah. And she's got another question, which was what length videos captures the full attention of the viewer?
Yeah, so if it's going on your website, I would say 2-ish minutes, nothing over 3 minutes. I feel like people aren't going to press play if they, they're on your website and they're looking around and it's like a 5 or 6 minute. They're probably not going to want to watch it. Facebook, and you'll have something to say on this, I'm sure, as well, Louise, but ads, I would say kind of 30 seconds-ish, a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less than a minute, definitely.
Yeah, not a lot of attention span there. And then again, unless you're doing a live, of course, which is where people will watch, like up to an hour kind of thing. Instagram, well, IGTV now. So video never used to actually really go hugely well on Instagram. But IGTV and IG stories obviously are huge. And again, like lives, IGTV tend to be long.
Popular over there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. LinkedIn, I would say, if you're kind of B2B, then LinkedIn's a great place to do video content. And, again, probably 1, 2-ish, maybe 3 minutes max. Yeah. So depending on the platform. And then YouTube can be a bit longer as well. If you're doing a how-to or something like that, shortish, 2 or 3 minutes, but you can go longer if you're going in depth on a certain subject. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've just got to think about people's attention spans these days. And like, I do feel like with a live, you can go for much longer. And I know that in the last 6 months, the algorithm's kind of been favoring like those really long videos. And then if you promote, like if you go live and then use it in an ad later on, it can do really well. It's just about experimenting, I think.
Experimenting with what works for you, what works for your audience, what, one business audience might tolerate, another business might be like, oh no, I would never watch that, it's too long. So yeah, exactly. Experimenting, working. I mean, the algorithm, I feel like it's changing all the time. Sometimes they're favoring short ones, videos, sometimes they're favoring long ones. So yeah, I just recommend trying to do a few different things and seeing what flies. Also thinking about time of day that you post as well can really make a difference, and depending on who your audience is too. So
yeah, especially if you're going live and getting engagement actually on the live, then more people are likely to see it afterwards. And
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Pamela asks how to make IGTV not appear on our feed. I think you have that option when you...
Yeah, you can tick, I'm sure once you've uploaded it, it says, do you want to put like a preview on your feed? Yeah. So I always do, but maybe she doesn't, some people have beautifully polished Instagram feeds, and they like to keep them like that, and not, and separate it a bit from like IG stories or IGTV. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, I just did it the other day, and I'm sure it's a little option that you can tick.
Yeah, same. I feel like though, if you do put it on the feed, it's going to get a lot more views.
Yeah, same. Because I feel like people aren't just scrolling IGTV
Not
looking
really.
for stuff to watch, but I feel like it's going to come to their attention in the feed, definitely.
Yeah, only if they're like fully stalking you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Bibi has one more question. So she's uploaded 6 YouTube video links over the past few weeks. And then it sounds like she's uploaded the YouTube links. So she's asked to Facebook. So is it worth removing and uploading them directly to Facebook? I would say yes.
I would say yes as well. Definitely. Yeah. Yep. Delete it and then try again. And it would be a really interesting experiment, wouldn't it, to see the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have actually, for those of you watching, I have done Michelle's, you have an in-person workshop, don't you? Do you still do that?
No, not anymore. I just got too busy, and that's when I turned it into an online workshop. But also I'm super excited because I feel like I can teach a lot more in the online workshop than I could in person. So I've got loads of great bonus modules, a really cool interview with a storytelling coach from America, and how to create like a little background for your videos with an interior designer. So there's lots of cool little bonus modules in there as well that I never really had the time to delve into in person. So yeah, it's all online now.
Cool.
Yeah, you can find it at easysmartphonevideo.com. Highly original name there. I'm really rubbish at naming things.
Easy to find though.
Exactly.
What it's all about.
Yeah. So I'm doing some specials at the moment as well, actually, just during, I know it's like a really tricky time for a lot of businesses, and I wanted to help, because I also know that marketing, and particularly video marketing, is really important right now to help us keep connected with people.
Yeah.
So I decided to do a special which is going to go for another couple of weeks, which will coincide with New Zealand going back down to level 2. I don't know, where are you in Australia at the moment? You guys, you're all still home?
Yeah, so we're kind of probably like what your level 2 is like, and has been the whole time. So we have a lot more freedom than you guys.
Right. Yeah. So, but still maybe with a bit more time on your hands to.
Oh, definitely. Like at home a lot more. Yeah.
So you can go and choose your own discount. There's 20% off, 40% off, 60% off. So whatever you need in your business right now, totally.
So you pick your own discount.
Pick your own discount. Yeah, I know some people will be really feeling it more than others. So I just wanted to give people the choice to do that. And the course is priced at $297. So you can take either 20, 40 or 60% off that.
I grabbed it. So I did Michelle's in-person workshop a few years ago in Papamoa, which was amazing. I think it was a full day. Was it a full day? Or half a day?
3 or 4 hours, half a day-ish,
and learned so much.
It was great fun.
And even though I haven't gone and really focused on the pre-recorded stuff, which is still kind of something I want to do, I felt like what I learned that day has really helped me with lives.
Awesome.
It helped me get started, like just trying to capture attention, all that kind of stuff. And just like little subtle tricks you can do when filming that is so easy to do and make it look so much more professional. I especially love that tip at the start when you were doing testimonials. Like I remember you talking about that in the workshop, and like just have the phone over here and get them to talk to you, because just that angle makes the whole video seem so much more real, and like it could be something that's on TV rather than always face to camera, So just simple little tricks like that. But when I saw the easy smartphone video and the lockdown sale, I grabbed it because I thought, well, there's nothing better than having the tutorials there when you need a refresher. And also I'm going to get my son into editing videos, so I thought, well, that could be something cool that he's doing while we're homeschooling, is actually
that is fantastic,
get him to learn how to edit and make his own web videos, or even help me in my business. So
I love that. He'll be showing you what to do in no time.
he's actually been asking me, I want to make these YouTube videos. How do I do that? And I'm like, watch the course.
Oh, brilliant. I love it. I love it. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a nice break from some science and
doing something creative and hands-on. Yeah. So I just realized actually those people have to go to my Facebook page to get those discount codes. So it's just at Easy Smartphone Video on Facebook, and you'll see the post there with the discount codes. Yeah.
So, and is that pinned to the top, or is it easy to find on your Facebook page?
It's either, it'll be one of the very top posts. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll grab the link to your Facebook page and I'll put it in the
Perfect.
comments after this, once we've hopped off this call.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you want to really up your video game, then this is a super good option because it's such a big discount at the moment. So now's the time to grab it.
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah. And get into it. Start making videos.
And you also get a review from you, don't you?
That's right. Yeah. So this is the other really cool thing about the online course is that once you finish the course, you can send me through a video that you've made and I'll email you back a personalized review. So I'm super passionate about people not just like, buying the course and then never doing it. Because, we've all been there, like bought courses and totally forgotten about them.
Oh yeah, totally.
So yeah, it's kind of like, it's all, kind of easy to learn, but I want to then give people specific feedback on things that they can work on themselves to improve their videos going forward as well.
Yeah, and that's so valuable because you can just give someone a few pointers or tweaks and suddenly a video just exactly.
Yeah,
that's really cool and so valuable again. To get that for free, like that would normally cost a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
cool.
Yay.
Well, thanks so much for coming on today.
Oh, thanks for having me,
Michelle. I think it's a awesome topic and we've had quite a lot of people tuning in, so
great. I want to see what people create. So how does it work in your group? Can they post videos for feedback, or how does that work?
They can do, definitely. I think that's quite a good idea. I think I've got it turned on so that people can add videos.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
so that's a good idea actually. If anyone does create a video, pop it into the group and me and Michelle can have a wee look at it.
Yeah, that'd be great. And it's always, it's just nice to get feedback from a variety of people and see what they like and what works.
Yeah, like if you wanted feedback from like the collective before posting on your page, I think that's very valuable and really what the group's for, that kind of feedback. So cool. From a big group of people. Awesome.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah, it's been awesome to chat all about video. And if you're watching and you have any more questions, drop them in the comments and one of us will probably see it.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
Great. Thanks, Louise.
Thanks, Michelle. See you guys later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.